A 72-year-old woman from Germany spent 3,000 euros on what she thought was a simple train ticket from Berlin to Prague. But when she arrived at the border, Czech authorities denied her entry, and she was forced to return home. Her mistake? A single checkbox she missed during online booking that invalidated her entire journey. Today we are covering 10 expensive cross-border train mistakes that are costing senior travelers their entire trips. These are not obvious errors. They are hidden traps that even experienced travelers fall into when crossing international borders by rail. I have been tracking international railway policies for over 8 years and have documented hundreds of cases where seniors lost money due to booking and travel errors they never saw coming. These mistakes are completely preventable once you know what to look for. 1. Wrong passport validity requirements. Most senior travelers assume their passport just needs to be valid for travel, but cross-border trains have stricter rules than domestic flights. European Union railways require passports to be valid for at least 6 months beyond your planned return date for certain routes. A British retiree discovered this the hard way when traveling from London to Vienna via Eurostar and connecting trains. His passport was valid for 4 months, which seemed fine to him, but Austrian border control denied entry, and he was forced to take the next train back to London. The return journey cost him an additional 800 euros in last-minute tickets, plus 2 nights of unexpected hotel stays. Always check the specific passport validity requirements for your destination country, not just whether your passport is currently valid. 2. Booking single tickets instead of through tickets. Many seniors book separate tickets for each leg of their international journey, thinking they are saving money by comparing prices individually. This is one of the most expensive mistakes you can make on cross-border train travel. When you book separate tickets, you have no protection if your first train is delayed and you miss your connection. Railway companies only honor missed connections if you have a through ticket that covers the entire journey. A retired couple from Netherlands learned this lesson when their train from Amsterdam to Brussels was delayed by 90 minutes. Causing them to miss their connecting high-speed train to Paris. Because they had booked separate tickets, they had to purchase new tickets to Paris at full walk-up prices, costing them an extra 450 euros. Through tickets cost slightly more upfront but include connection protection. 3. Ignoring seat reservation requirements. Not all international trains operate the same way, and this catches many senior travelers off guard. Some routes require mandatory seat reservations, while others operate on a first-come, first-served basis. The confusion often happens when transferring between different railway systems within the same journey. A 70-year-old passenger traveling from Germany to Italy boarded a Deutsche Bahn train in Munich without reservations, which was perfectly fine. However, when the train crossed into Austria and became an Austrian Federal Railway service, seat reservations became mandatory. The conductor fined him 80 euros and threatened to remove him at the next station. Even worse, the train was fully booked, so he had to stand for 3 hours until reaching Innsbruck. Different countries have different reservation policies, and these can change even during the same journey as trains cross borders and change operators. 4. Misunderstanding multi-country rail pass restrictions. Senior rail passes often come with attractive discounts, but they have hidden restrictions that can invalidate your entire journey. The most common mistake is not understanding that some high-speed and premium international routes require additional supplements, even with a valid rail pass. These supplements can cost anywhere from 20 to 60 euros per journey and must be booked in advance. A German senior with a Eurail senior pass discovered this when trying to board the Thalys high-speed train from Brussels to Amsterdam. Despite having a valid pass, he was told he needed a mandatory reservation supplement that cost 45 euros. The train was fully booked, so he had to wait 6 hours for the next available service. Some luxury trains like the Orient Express and certain sleeper services do not accept rail passes at all, requiring full-price tickets even if you have purchased an expensive multi-country pass. 5. Bringing prohibited items across borders. International train travel has different baggage rules than domestic trains, and these rules vary significantly between countries. Many seniors pack items that are perfectly legal in their home country but prohibited in their destination. Prescription medications are the biggest culprit here. A retired pharmacist traveling from France to Switzerland brought a 3-month supply of prescription painkillers, which is normal for extended travel. However, Swiss border control considered this quantity as potential drug trafficking and confiscated all his medications. He spent 2 days in detention while authorities verified his prescriptions with his French doctor. Other commonly prohibited items include certain foods, plants, and even some over-the-counter medications that require prescriptions in other countries. Always research the specific import restrictions for your destination country and carry official documentation for all medications, including a letter from your doctor explaining your medical needs. 6. Incorrect visa and entry requirements. Even within Europe, visa requirements can be confusing for senior travelers, especially when dealing with non-European Union countries or special territories. The most expensive mistake happens when seniors assume they do not need visas for short visits or transit. A retired teacher traveling from Vienna to Bucharest via Hungary thought her European Union passport allowed free travel throughout Eastern Europe. However, her train route passed through a small section of Serbia for 20 minutes, which required a transit visa she did not have. Serbian border police removed her from the train at the border, and she had to apply for an emergency visa that took 3 days and cost €200. She also had to pay for hotel accommodation and new train tickets. Even if you are just passing through a country for a few minutes, you may need transit visas or entry permits. This is especially tricky on routes that cross through non-European Union territories or countries with special border agreements. 7. Booking wrong ticket class without upgrade options. Class distinctions on international trains are more rigid than domestic services, and this catches many seniors who book economy tickets but expect flexibility. Unlike airlines, most international railway operators do not allow class upgrades once you are on board, even if first class has empty seats. A wealthy retiree booked second-class tickets from London to Nice via Paris, thinking he could upgrade during the journey if needed. When he realized the second-class seats were uncomfortable for the 14-hour journey, the conductor told him upgrades were impossible and he would have to purchase entirely new first-class tickets at full price. This would have cost him an additional €600. He endured the uncomfortable journey rather than pay twice. Some luxury trains like the Venice Simplon Orient Express have strict no-upgrade policies, and overbooking in premium classes means last-minute class changes can result in complete journey cancellations without full refunds. 8. Missing connection time requirements. International train connections require much longer transfer times than domestic trains due to border controls, customs checks, and platform changes. Many seniors book tight connections to minimize travel time, not realizing they need extra time for international procedures. The standard recommendation is at least 90 minutes for international connections, but some routes require even longer. A retired couple traveling from Stockholm to Berlin via Copenhagen booked a 45-minute connection, which seemed reasonable for domestic travel. However, they did not account for passport control between Sweden and Denmark, customs checks, and a platform change that required walking 15 minutes through the station. They missed their connection and had to wait 8 hours for the next available service. The replacement tickets cost them €300, and they missed their hotel reservation in Berlin. Some major international hubs like Brussels Midi and Paris Gare du Nord require even longer connection times during peak hours. 9. Ignoring currency and payment method restrictions. Different countries have different payment policies on international trains, and this can leave senior travelers stranded without valid tickets or services. Many seniors assume they can pay with credit cards or their home country currency throughout their journey. A British pensioner traveling from London to Rome discovered that the Italian train operator only accepted cash payments for on-board food services and ticket upgrades. His British debit card was rejected, and he had no euros, leaving him without food for an 8-hour journey segment. More seriously, some Eastern European routes require cash payments for mandatory seat reservations at the border, and failure to pay results in removal from the train. Exchange rates at train stations are typically terrible, often 20 to 30% worse than banks. Some railway operators also charge foreign transaction fees that can add significant costs to your journey. Always carry sufficient local currency and have backup payment methods for each country you will visit. 10. Booking non-refundable tickets without travel insurance. The biggest financial mistake seniors make is purchasing non-refundable international train tickets without comprehensive travel insurance. These tickets can cost hundreds or thousands of euros, and any change in health, family emergency, or travel disruption means losing the entire amount. A 75-year-old man booked a luxury sleeper train journey from Paris to Istanbul costing 2,400 euros. 3 days before departure, he suffered a minor heart attack and his doctor prohibited travel. The railway company refused any refund because he had purchased promotional non-refundable tickets. Without travel insurance, he lost the entire amount. Even with insurance, many policies exclude pre-existing medical conditions or require specific documentation. Some insurance policies also do not cover train travel delays that cause missed connections on separate tickets. Read insurance policies carefully and consider purchasing more expensive refundable tickets if you have any health concerns or uncertain travel plans.